What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the data points, latest and updates, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi went down slightly, 1.06% today, 1466 the low, 1520 the high. And so as far as today, the market was kind of just waiting for the next big catalyst, and PPI and initial jobless claims both came in relatively flat. So the market kind of moved a little bit higher, but it's waiting for the next big catalyst ultimately. And I think that's going to be a China-US deal. But there was one thing that's causing some kind of fear after hours today, and that is this. So Israel launched a attack in Iran. So kind of random. I honestly haven't really paid too much attention to that general area, so I don't know if this was expected or not. But based on the overnight, SoFi is down 2.55 or 2.62% now, so that could kind of impact the market. Oil is going up like 4.5%, so we'll wait and see how that does play out tomorrow. In addition to that, we also do have the Michigan consumer sentiment, and that one in the past has really shown that it can kind of impact the market as well. So tomorrow sounds like it's going to be a fairly rocky ride. But aside from that, SoFi actually did put out some news today, and that was this right here. So new SoFi report uncovers the biggest challenge in financing higher education. So ultimately, it's nothing really crazy. It's good that it kind of shows that SoFi has the tools that brings more awareness, but I feel like this isn't a good catalyst to buy SoFi, nor is it a reason to sell SoFi. But aside from that, though, one thing that was posted by Chris on Twitter, it goes to show that SoFi Invest is getting some nice updates. So I know a lot of other platforms already have this, which seems pretty standard, but for SoFi, it's improving at least. So it's pretty much making tip ranks obsolete for data-driven or for Chris. So I think this is good, and based on what Chris is able to do on here, it's a little bit further advanced than what 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗧 can do. So for instance, right here, there was a new analyst rating that came out yesterday, $20 buy, initiated coverage by Stephens, Kyle, who has a 56% success rating. So as far as comparing even 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗧 and SoFi, this is to the extent that I can see. Both obviously use tip ranks, but based on this video, he's able to get a little bit further details, able to see previous analyst ratings. So honestly, I give the win, at least comparing this to SoFi. Again, I think SoFi mentioned this in previous fireside chats that they were going to be doing some necessary updates. So it's good to see that they're actually following through. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from that, shorts did return 58,000 shares today. 12.97% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 140 million shares. So shorts didn't really do all too much today. I anticipate them to be fairly active tomorrow, and most likely, given where the overnight's putting it, they might try to suppress it below 1450. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But based on the options, you saw big money definitely getting in, especially more so at the beginning part of the day. 25 million in calls, 5.49 million in puts, 44% of all the options being done were optimistic in nature. And most of these options that were done were more oriented towards the $15 and $16 strike prices. So clearly big money does anticipate SoFi to continue to move higher. I don't think anyone did anticipate what to happen after hours with Israel, so maybe that might dampen things. But based on this right here, bulls are anticipating for it to be roughly 15 to 1550 tomorrow, bears for it to be sub 1450. With tomorrow being Friday, just take note of this. So you have 76,000 at that 1450. So again, if SoFi does stay anywhere remotely close to this, tomorrow, you're going to see shorts try to assure that it does stay below that 1450. So just be somewhat aware of that. So tomorrow might be a little bit of dash of manipulation as well. Aside from that, you have 12,000 at that 14, 27,000 at that 15. So let me know your thoughts on that. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So definitely big money was getting in today. So they were buying the dip, which is very welcoming to see. So I always like to analyze analyze where volume does come from, and majority of the volume over the last week-ish has been coming from algorithmic trading. So it's good to see at least big money was getting in, both through the secondary market and dark pool. A couple big ones, one just done after hours, so 17.2 million, 1.7 million. That 17.2 though was that kind of point that pulled it lower. So I don't know, maybe if someone knew something about this was coming, because this shows that it was posted at 7:07, so about an hour gap between that large transaction and at least the time of this. So who knows as far as that, but with it at 1490 or even after hours getting close to that R1, currently it is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 1440 is going to be that key point and support to watch for tomorrow, and seems to be exactly on that during the overnight, exactly right now, and looks like it's going down even further. So watch for that 1440 ultimately, because if it does close below that, that means going into next week you'll have 1350 as a strong support. But aside from that, pretty good kick-ass new analyst rating, which, as I mentioned during my last video, most likely the fireside chat was going to prompt some new ratings, and lo and behold, you got the highest rating. But aside from that though, on the actual chart itself, after hours is kind of dampening it slightly, but it is below the ALMA, currently still above that 100-day moving average, so 1341, that's going to be that key support, but I don't really anticipate that to be touched tomorrow. Even worst case scenario, even with Michigan consumer sentiment being a massive potential flop, I don't see that being touched. So at the end of the day, just watch for that 1440. So let me know your thoughts on SoFi. What's your viewpoint on that new analyst rating? Do you think that this is just a sell-off after hours and it's going to get bought up during the trading day? What's your kind of 2 cents on all of that? And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give 5 signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.